The day the dead fought back, the Uman resurrection. August 4th, 1941, Ukraine. You are an elite German tanker, rolling your 30-ton Panzer over a field of 50,000 Soviet corpses. You've won! The Untermenschen are shredded. The silence is absolute. But as your tracks crush a body in a blood-stained tunic, it opens its eyes. Suddenly, the graveyard breathes. 50,000 dead men rise from the mud, clutching grenades and rusted bayonets. This isn't a battle. It's a resurrection. And they aren't here to surrender. They're here to drag you into the dirt with them. During the Battle of Uman, the German 1st Panzer Group trapped the Soviet 6th and 12th armies in a cauldron of fire. For days, the Luftwaffe and heavy artillery turned the green Brama forest into a slaughterhouse. General von Kleist's panzers broke through the final line, confident that every Red Army soldier was either a prisoner or a corpse. They left their infantry miles behind, racing for the Dnieper. They didn't realize they had just driven into the heart of an army of martyrs. At sunset, the cornfields explode. Under the cover of the dense stalks, 50,000 Soviets, men who had feigned death for hours, breathing through hollowed straws, launch a desperate suicidal breakout. It's industrial-scale brawling. Soviet sailors in striped shirts swarm the panzers, jamming crowbars into turret rings and pouring liquid fire into air intakes. There is no technology here, only teeth, shovels, and raw vengeance. The master race screams as they are pulled from their hatches by men they thought were rotting meat. Here's the twist that the history books often skip. The Germans didn't just lose tanks, they lost their sanity. The 11th Panzer Division realized that the Soviet soldier of 1920 was a different breed. They weren't fighting for a map, they were fighting for the soil they were buried in. The Germans were now the ones surrounded. The hunters had become the prey in a landscape of living ghosts who refused to stay down. The blitzkrieg momentum died in the mud of Uman, replaced by a cold, paralyzing fear of the dead. Uman would eventually fall, and 100,000 would march into the pit of captivity. But those 50,000 dead who rose taught the world a lesson. You can conquer a land, but you cannot conquer a soul that has already accepted death. It was a defeat in numbers, but a victory in spirit. The first crack in the myth of Nazi invincibility. In the Green Brahma, the dead didn't just fight, they changed the course of history.